Alright gamers, welcome to another Napoleon Total War gaming video. Today we're playing against chrys again, because he beat me the last time. We're playing at Ligny, the battle in Belgium. Chrys is playing as not the Prussians but the Russians, so just one letter difference. I'm playing as a French, like so real. Now I'm a bit less stupid with more cavalry. So here's my 5 units of cav. And I have some amazing artillery. And some 1 cannon with horse artillery. So there's my entire army. Basically I have just some line infantry. And some more line infantry. And the bad part was that I had no foodigers, so that was a bit annoying. Alright, so chrys started from there and he had some hussars. And he was just coming up with his cavalry like normal. I had 2 units over here and my main army was basically on the left. And I set up my artillery here. Not a real good position because a lot of those trees, so if he was popping up over here, it wouldn't be so nice. Alright, so I first saw his troops here. And I shelled it. Because I saw him moving up his infantry, I thought, oh, let's shell his artillery that's marching up here. So, he had some more cavalry over here, some cuirassiers and cuirassiers. And over here some more cuirassiers, I think. And then all his infantry was coming on this road. So I didn't know where his main army was, but I just was scouting the area a bit. And my artillery was just shelling his men. So I was basically setting up on this bit hilly area, so I had some cavalry over here. And he was moving up. But I had this river in my back. This is basically a river. Yeah, you can't really see it, but it will like decrease your speed. So for me, it's not handy to be on this side of the river because I need to retreat. If I need to retreat, then it's more annoying. But I set up in this small forest over here. Here my cavalry just went quickly crossing the river to avoid him from charging me. And then that I was at the river. And I had some cuirassiers, small unit to stand on this side too, but there was a small river like a bit here, so I had to move up an infantry to prevent him from cutting through my line. And I saw just the main army of him was basically over here. That's what I thought. So I moved up my infantry basically on a good position. So here is where the big problem started. I saw him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units of infantry and his artillery and a unit of cavalry, so I had to reposition my units. Then I saw him pushing up. So I thought like, oh, what are you doing? So I was basically curious what he would do. And then I just said like, oh, let's charge. Because he is slower on the river. So that was good for me. But then his unit arrived and he charged me too.
Our men are running,
And there goes all my cavalry again. And he has a superior amount of cavalry again. So I had to retreat. So I basically entirely went retreating into an L shape again. But then I saw him charge, so I quickly formed square. So there were 2 things. I was just forming square here because I thought like, oh, maybe he would attack me again. And I was really lucky that his dragoons eventually came back. Otherwise I had just 1 cavalry and an artillery. And on this side he was also commencing his units. So I had to move up some infantry, because this tactic is actually good. You can just move your infantry and then shoot at the enemy. As you can see, entire portions of this unit just killed, and then they rout. Not rout, I mean retreat. So I was basically retreating most of my lines. And I then saw his cavalry move up. And I just retreated all the way on this side. And then all my cavalry too, because I saw him have two, and I felt like, oh, let's have all my cavalry over here. So I have a surplus. Alright, so as he unleashed his cavalry too, I mean artillery, he also had artillery, so we had a small artillery showdown. Alright, so I broke one of his infantry units, and that was the time when his cavalry started charging. So I saw it, I thought like, oh shit, I have no cavalry. I just charge with my infantry and great shots, but the artillery just dies. Basically, they just dismantle. And my artillery died, so it was unfortunate. Then I saw this cavalry over here, and it would go for a charge, but with my fast fingers I just narrowly clicked on this unit and then formed square, and then he just retreated. But then I charged, so he retreated, and I basically called off the charge immediately. Because he was retreating and I wouldn't push him so far. This one didn't break. So he could move through my center, and then I saw, oh shit, my general. And I lost one cavalry over there. Unfortunate, and I had to retreat all my lines because I knew like I was getting outshelled. At this point I basically gathered all my cavalry over on this side with my general, and then I had my artillery, and then I wanted to focus it on the cav, I think, but I just moved up all my troops to the back, and then I placed some units again in the city, and I would move 2 more units. And over here I saw him charge, so I thought like, oh shit, in the back I will die. But then I thought, oh, I have a general, so I gave a rally, and then they had high morale and they will just break. So this unit will break too because I have like so much morale. But then this unit charged and some of my units morale break. But I have enough units at least, so I will just charge with my general too. But this poor fella just died. Skill issue, honestly. I then saw him sending up 2 units, so I thought like, oh shit, let's move in this building. So those people go in the building to shell at them. And I shell literally 3 muskets, and then some more muskets. This unit breaks, and then this unit also breaks. So I wanted to flank a bit. So now was the time when I just moved up. I saw him like low morale. He was shooting on my units, and this devastating shot, it was absolutely horrendous. Look at this. I saw him retreat, and I thought, now's my chance. I move up. Then I saw his unit over here, and I quickly sent all my troops. I don't understand it, why he didn't move up, because those units weren't that good. Alright, so he finally moved up his units over here, because he saw, oh shit, my flank is getting attacked. And then he moved up his cavalry. I don't know if they went for a charge. Oh, it were Uhlans. Insane good uniforms. I don't understand why he didn't move like very quickly, because he had like 5 units left and 1 artillery. Rip them. And they had to move up again. Okay, they they break. It's understandable. But then I saw like, oh shit, those units. So I had my infantry over here, and then there was a cavalry engagement. He charged all his cavalry. I knew, oh shit, I won't be getting it back. And then I had only 2 units because this Poldiger unit broke. And now I thought like, oh, I need to move up all my units, otherwise it's so over. But I mass broke them. They all began running. So they only had 1 line left, basically. 7 infantry and the artillery, but the artillery was doomed. And his men were already retreating again. So I just went charging, and then I saw, oh shit, he charged. I make square. And then I charge with my infantry. And his cavalry breaks eventually. And then I just begin charging. Basically, it was just over now. Those 2 lines just set up here, and then he would charge again. All those units, no more morale. And he tried to retreat. And what I did, I was like, oh, let's charge up. So I would move all my units to charge. And basically he had no more army left. So he charged with his cavalry. And I formed square maybe. Yep. Alright, so I won the battle. Very nice. You can see my cursor is at once that could come back again. Most kills, just best units ever. Alright. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, do everything if you liked it. See you next time.